Good to have you with us on this edition of the Urban Debate. Viewers, for the third straight day, we are going to focus on West Bengal here tonight on Prime Time, and we begin this show with the latest updates that we're getting to you from West Bengal, a state that has been badly hit by Cyclone Amphan. And the damage is still being assessed, but the initial reports itself are quite worrying. It's not just badly hit Kolkata, Howrah and Hooghly, but even many other districts have been badly impacted. Lakhs of homes destroyed, over 6 lakh people evacuated, fields completely wiped off, school buildings completely destroyed, roads have been blocked. Power and telecom connectivity still remains a big challenge for a part of West Bengal. And over the next 1 hour, I am going to get you all of these updates as we initiate a special campaign by the Times Network, India for Bengal. Viewers, tonight and for the coming many days, we all need to stand together with the people of West Bengal, find out what they need, and ensure that that help reaches the state of West Bengal. No matter in which part of the country we are in, yes, we are all tackling a pandemic crisis, but for West Bengal, it's just become worse because of this cyclone and the destruction that it has left behind. So India for Bengal is the big conversation point tonight. We will also have guests who are joining us from various parts of the country to tell us what the people they are connected to are telling them in West Bengal, what is needed, what help can be provided, how can we provide this help. All of those updates will be brought to you. Now, before that, I want to bring you some ground reports. Our reporters have been traveling for the last 2 days wherever they could. There's a lot of problem with connectivity right now, but some very, very heartbreaking reports have come, viewers. Let me actually right now first play out a report that Tamal got from the outskirts of Kolkata. Take a look.
Kolkata is still trying to get back to its feet. And before it could do so, it has to first clear all this what has been left behind by extremely severe cyclone Amphan. To give you a sense of the place where I am, look here, the kind of damage it has caused. Poles have been completely uprooted, trees have been uprooted, and with these poles, electricity connection had been completely snapped. Yes, for the past 24 hours or even more, we have seen Kolkata Municipal Corporation workers, disaster management team of the state, NDRF, working round the clock on the ground to clear all the debris. At the same time, remove the tree logs so that, there is traffic movement, so the traffic movement can normalize. But at this point in time, it would be a matter of couple of days, couple of weeks before things become normal once again. Here is one such gentleman who had been working here to clean the road. Sir, आप कोलकाता म्यूनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन से है, पहले मुझे बताइए आपका घर कैसा है? आपका घर ठीक है?
अभी तो फिलहाल ठीक है।
आप घर जा पाए थे सर?
हाँ, घर में ही थे रात में।
हाँ, अभी कितना देर से इधर पे काम कर रहे हैं? सड़क का हालत कैसा है?
बहुत खराब। सड़क का हालत इतना गाछ है, जैसे 50-100 गाड़ी भी अगर आएगा ना सफाई करने तो भी नहीं सफाई।
आप लोग कैसे संभाल रहे हैं? दोनों हाथ से जितना हो सकता है उतना कर?
फिलहाल तो जितना कर सकते हो कर रहे, लेकिन कोशिश है मेरा जो ऊपर।
आपके घर में कौन कौन है सर?
घर में सब माँ बहन बीवी बच्चा।
और आप घर जा पा रहे भी उन लोग को छोड़ के सड़क में काम कर रहे हैं? अभी
नहीं, घर जा रहे हैं। घर पास में ही है हम वार्ड में। हम जैसे हम लोगों का जो वार्ड है 107 नंबर वार्ड, वही उसी में रहते हैं हम। हाँ, तो यहाँ से ज़्यादा दूर नहीं है घर। मेरा 10 मिनट लगता है।
हाँ सर, पूरा देश आपको देख रहा है, पूरा देश आपको थैंक यू बोलना चाहेगा। आपके साथ जितने सारे लोग हैं जो काम कर रहे हैं सड़क पे, सबको थैंक यू बोलना चाहेंगे हम लोग।
Tamal, in fact, is joining us live right now. Tamal, firstly, tell us about the city of Kolkata itself. To what extent has communication and power connectivity been restored?
Well, Tanvi, first of all, I would want to give you two pictures, two sides of my city. On to my right, what you see, uprooted trees. They had created a lot of disruption as far as traffic is concerned. But if this is one side of the story, then on to my left is now clear roads, even though there are telltale signs of the devastation. Look here, the patches are gone, but traffic at least has been normalized now to a great extent. If onto my right there is no power connection, at least onto the left the power connection has been restored. And this is the past. This is not my city. This is not Kolkata. This is not Bengal. This would be cleared. All that Bengal is asking for is little patience, and so that people can come together to show a resolve for resilience. Yes, we have been speaking to several people, and heartbreaking stories are coming to forefront. There are families who are absolutely devastated. To mention, 86 people have lost their lives in the state of West Bengal because of this extremely severe cyclone Umphan. The death toll has now gone up to 86. And to give you a breakdown of certain figures, total 384 block and municipalities are affected. 21,560 square kilometer of land affected. More than 10.5 lakh houses are completely destroyed. More than 1.36 crore people are affected. There are 5,135 relief camps which are still on. 6 lakh people were evacuated before the cyclone. And in the order of the severity of the effect, South 24 Parganas topping this list is the worst affected district, followed by North 24 Parganas, followed by Kolkata, and the other districts are East Midnapur, West Midnapur, Howrah, Nadia, Bardhaman and Hooghly. Apart from that, out of these 86 people, 22 have lost their lives due to electrocution, 27 have lost their lives with the fall of trees, 21 people have lost their lives with the fall of fence or a wall of the house. Roof collapse has claimed 5 lives. 3 people have lost their lives to drowning. 1 person has lost his life because of snake bite. Because of house completely collapsing, 2 people have lost their lives. Panic attack while this cyclone was on has claimed 3 lives. And also uprooting or falling of lamp posts and electricity poles have claimed 2 lives. This is the breakdown and this is the current figure, the assessment so far. The numbers would change because there are still several places where connectivity remains as a major concern. The State Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, she has met with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi this morning. Both of them did an aerial assessment of affected areas. Prime Minister has assured an advance relief of 1,000 crore rupees for the state of West Bengal. At the same time, he has assured full support for the state of West Bengal. The Chief Minister also said that from the State Disaster Relief Fund, 1,000 crore has already been released. On the ground, the people who have lost their lives, their families are absolutely devastated. If I start narrating their ordeal, somebody was just there at home, and once the cyclone started and after it was followed with heavy rainfall, somebody had just left his house but could not come back because the wind was so powerful, threw him off from one place to another place, and where the person fell, he got electrocuted after he came in contact with the surface which was already electrocuted. So such heart-wrenching stories are coming to the forefront. If that is one side, there is another side where I have spoken to several relief workers, disaster management group workers of Kolkata police. I have spoken to several people who are working on the ground, and they are working tirelessly. They have sacrificed their own self-interest, and they have shown their commitment to the nation, to the service at this point in time. So yes, they are saying that until and unless the city normalizes, life comes back to normalcy, they would continue working. But then we also have to understand it's a Herculean task to remove the labyrinth that you see behind me. This has taken days, at least couple of hours, for the trees to be chopped off and then kept aside, and again lifting them from one place, taken to another place for dumping would take some time. So yes, people are requested to show their patience. People are requested to have faith in the system at this point in time. It's like just not their house which is without power. It is equally my neighborhood and people like me, their neighborhoods too, which are equally affected. My video journalist Suraj Pandey, he stays at a place where there is no power connectivity for the past close to 48 hours. And I know how he is surviving from charging the batteries of the camera equipment to coming out of his place, because his area is completely cut off. And it's almost similar in my neighborhood as well. But we all know that we are now in a broken state. We are all here in a broken city, and we will all come out of it. Yes, it will take some time, but
Okay.
Kolkata and the state of West Bengal will definitely come out of it.
Yes, Tamal, I want you to stay on with me just for a few more minutes, because I want to come back to you and speak a little bit more about, what is required right now in Kolkata and in rest of West Bengal. What's priority? That's our focus tonight here on Mirror Now and on the urban debate. So stay with me, Tamal. Just want to play out a couple of voices that we got now. Tamal and Shreyasi were on the field through the day speaking to people. Here is one of those reports that Shreyasi got for us about what the residents of Kolkata had to say.
কটা থেকে এখানে ঝড়ের প্রভাবটা বোঝা যাচ্ছিল?
ওই 3:05-10 থেকে ঝড়ের প্রভাবটা খুব বেশি ছিল।
তারপরে কি হলো একটু যদি বলতে পারেন? সারা রাজ্যে আমাদের ঝড়
তারপরে
চলেছে।
আস্তে আস্তে মানে পূর্ব দিক থেকে পশ্চিম দিকে ঝড়টা গতিবেগ প্রচণ্ড বাড়ে। ওই ঝড়ের গতিবেগটা ছিল 7টা 7:30 পর্যন্ত। তারপরে আস্তে আস্তে মানে ক্রমশ দক্ষিণ কোনাকুনি হয়ে মানে দক্ষিণ দিকে যখন যায়, এইবারে ঝড় মানে বৃষ্টি আর পড়ছে না, শুধু ঝড়, মানে পুরো গাছপালা ভেঙে একদম চুরমার হয়ে যাচ্ছে।
আপনি একটু আপনার বাড়িটা দেখাবেন?
আসুন।
আপনার নামটা কি?
আমার নাম গৌতম সর্দার।
So right now we are just going to go see the remnants of this house that he lives in. চলুন।
আসুন।
জুতো পরে আসবো?
আসো আর কি আছে, ভেঙে তো সব গেছে যখন, আর কি আছে, গাছ পড়ে যাবো নাকি? আমরা বাড়িতে কেউ তো থাকতেই পারলাম না,
সারা রাত বাইরে বসে
হ্যাঁ, বলুন।
ভাই মন্দিরের রাস্তার ধারে।
এই তো অবস্থা দেখুন না, আর কি বলবো। তারপরে রাত 10টার নাগাদ আমরা ফোনের কোনো আর নেটওয়ার্ক পাচ্ছি না, তখন কি করব বলি, আমার 2 ছেলে, এবারে সে বলছে বলে দেখি নেটওয়ার্কের মাধ্যমে,
কেটে গেছে অনেক কিছু ক্ষতি।
তা নেটওয়ার্কের মাধ্যমে দেখলো যে এবিপি আনন্দ চালু আছে। তা জিজ্ঞাসা করে মানে বলছে এখনো কলকাতায় 50 কিলোমিটার। তখন 11টা বাজে, রাত 11টা বাজে। সারা রাত তো ঘুম নেই, তো ঘর ভাঙা, তা কোথায় যাবো, আমাদের তো আর ঘর নেই, কি অবস্থাতে আছি।
প্রশাসনের তরফ থেকে কেউ এসেছে বা আপনারা কারোর সঙ্গে যোগাযোগ করতে পেরেছেন? প্রশাসনের তরফ
গেছিলাম, পঞ্চায়েত বলছে আমরা পরে ব্যবস্থা নেব। বলছি গাছটা তো পড়ে আছে, আমাদের গাছটা না তুললে আমরা তো ঘরে ঢুকতেই পারছি না। গেছিলাম পার্টি অফিসের লোক বললো যে পরে ব্যবস্থা নেব, আমার সাথে হাঁকিয়ে তাড়িয়ে দিল। আমি বলছি আমি প্রথম থেকেই ঘর পেলাম না, আজ 20টা বছর পার্টি করে আসছি, আমার এই গাঁটের টাকায় ঘর, গাছ পড়লো, আপনারা গাছটা তুলুন, গ্রামে ঢুকুন, দেখুন। বলছে অন্য গ্রামে যাচ্ছি, আমরা গিয়ে দেখবো। এখনো তো এলো না, এই তো কাল রাত 7টা থেকে, আর এই এখন বেলা 12টা বাজে,
কোনো প্রশাসনিক
কেউ
ব্যবস্থা
এসে
নেই,
মানে
আর কিছু
গাছটা
নেই,
তুলছে না। আমরা কি গাছটা
মানে যাকে বলে নট এলাও, কোনো এলাও নেই।
Tamal, so what is it that should be the priority, is the priority right now for authorities? You were telling us in the morning that there's a bit of a drinking water crisis as well. Of course, there are many parts, like you just pointed out, that have gone for without any power, any electricity for 48 straight hours, and that itself is a big problem, because we are in the middle of our summers and the temperatures are soaring. Take us through some of those details.
Well, Tanvi, absolutely, yes, temperatures are soaring, even though till yesterday there was a bit nip in the temperature after the cyclone, but now once again from today the sun has come out as if the sun had never gone behind the clouds and behind the cyclone. But now, yes, it is a concern. There are several neighborhoods, just not in Kolkata, but also in the outskirts of the city, in South 24 Parganas, where I was reporting from day before yesterday. they were saying that they would possibly not expect power connection coming back in another 15 days. Exactly what had happened during the cyclone Bulbul, which happened in November 2019. So at this point in time, at least in the city of Kolkata, the CEC, the principal power provider, electricity provider, they are also into a crisis because a lot of CEC workers had gone back home because of the COVID pandemic, and nobody knew the cyclone would have such an impact on the city of Kolkata. So yes, the local people and some other arrangements are now being worked out by the state government to ensure that power can be resumed in those localities. I've been getting frantic calls, Tanvi. They were saying they do not have water, and even though we have all the heart and intention to help them out, but then reaching to those places is a massive challenge because those areas are completely cut off. Until and unless trees of this size are being removed from the road, communication cannot normalize, and until and unless communication normalizes, any relief would find it very difficult to reach to those people. So the reason why it is being requested time and again that yes, we have to have patience, we have to have little more faith and hold on to our horses and wait for a few more days and things would get back to normal. In the outskirts, I know of a couple of islands near Sundarban, for example, Musumi Island, or for that matter, Sagar Island. Now, these islands are separated from the land and there are rivers, passing through. You cannot cross that river because the river is still very turbulent. So even though the state government is trying to reach out some relief, but for common people, for NGOs, and for those who have the intention of philanthropy, they cannot reach out to those places. So the concern at this point in time, as you rightly mentioned, number one, power. Until and unless there is proper power connection, pumps won't work, water won't get refilled in the tanks, so there would be an imminent crisis of water. That apart, communication is also very much affected. And Tanvi, it's important that I request people, we are coming out. There are people, even though the lockdown is on, but given the fact there are relaxations, people are coming out. But many traffic signals are not working because those traffic signals have been taken down by the storm, at times with the wind, and other occasions with trees. So without traffic signal, the cross sections, the junctions become very risky, even though there is massive deployment of police forces who are working tirelessly, who have been on their job since the cyclone happened, and they have possibly not even gone back to their homes. Yet it is requested to people once they're out on the road to be very careful while driving or even while crossing, especially with dusk.
Yes.
And post dusk, people need to be very, very mindful while crossing the roads. And Tanvi, the last thing, we have to
Yes.
stay united, stay together, and at the same time have the faith we will come out of it.
Yes, absolutely. There is so much to do. It's going to be a big challenge. This tragedy that has hit the state of West Bengal. Tamal, thanks so much for joining us live and bringing us that update. Over the next half hour, we'll also be playing out more reports that Tamal and Shirasi both got for us. So stay tuned, viewers. Let's also say good evening to those who are joining us right now. In fact, right now I have Parambrata Chattopadhyay, an actor based in Kolkata right now, joining us on this special broadcast. Parambrata, thank you for speaking with us. Where you stay, what is the state of affairs? If you can just share with the rest of the country, because India needs to know tonight what Bengal is going through.
Well, I'm glad that we are all feeling that India needs to know finally, because what we have been going through for the last 2 days, that it is a national disaster of great magnitude, and I'm glad that finally the country is waking up to the magnitude of this disaster, because we were hoping that it would happen. It would be called a national disaster finally, actually, because in my area where I stay, where I live, it's in the heart of the city, but even there, it's been quite harsh, and I myself, I haven't really seen anything like this in my life so far. Not just me, but the elders of my family, they don't remember having seen anything like this ever. And out on the streets, what we see today, I have never seen my city like this. And I'm sure there'll be grievances from a lot of quarters, But I have to say that whatever little I can see all around, and I would like to tip my hat to the endless number of people from the Public Works Department, from CSC, from the police, and all of them are working tirelessly to bring things back to normalcy. But the scale of devastation is quite high, and I do think that it will take a while, despite tremendous efforts from the authorities which they are putting in. But I was listening to your program, and I was hearing the gentleman saying that it's difficult to reach relief to a lot of places because of the state they are in, and that's exactly what the situation is. And we all have to be patient until the time that things get back to normalcy. But yes, people are trying, the authorities are trying, the government is trying. But yes, I haven't seen anything ever like this, and I do not wish to see anything like this in the future either.
Yes, from what you have seen right now on ground, from your conversations with other people in Bengal, and Paramprata, you obviously know that connectivity right now is a big issue. For the first full one day, we couldn't even get through our reporters who were in North 24 and South 24 Parganas reporting for us. Now, from your own conversations with people in West Bengal, what are the biggest concerns? What is it that the state government should be doing on priority in terms of connectivity, in terms of relief, food, water? What are people telling you?
It's really easy for somebody like me or other people to comment on what the government should be doing on a priority basis, but priorities have changed. Different people are pushing for different sets of priorities. Some people are pushing for why don't I have internet, or why don't I have telephone connectivity, whereas for other sets of people the priority is basic clean drinking water and just being able to survive. So I really do think that we all have to kind of bring our priorities to one common page and really accept the fact that people in the city of Kolkata or in the immediate hinterland, we have gotten used to living with a lot of amenities like internet and cell phone connectivity. But I do think that the priority is reaching safe and clean drinking water, especially in these times of the COVID-19 pandemic. The priority is to reach clean drinking, safe drinking water to people, basic sanitation, which I'm sure the government is doing, is taking care of. It's extremely difficult. I'll reiterate that something of this scale has never happened. So the authorities are a little overwhelmed. It's only natural that they are, but they are trying tirelessly. I'm sure things will get better.
All right, Parambrata, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you stay safe and your city emerges out of this stronger and help reaches so wherever it's needed. Of course, it's a big challenge, not just because we are all dealing with a pandemic, but adding to that for West Bengal is now this challenge. So thanks for joining us. I want to bring one more story to our viewers, and you have to watch the story of the family of a 26-year-old young man, Tahid Alam. Now, this entire family was, of course, looking forward and preparing for their Eid festivities. Unfortunately, there's not going to be any celebration for them this time. It's a pall of gloom all over for this family and their household. This young Kolkata resident lost his life after he got electrocuted when the cyclone made landfall in the state. The grief-stricken family is now recalling how they tried to stop him from leaving the house at that point of time and now they're urging, of course, the state government to bring in some more relief and take specific measures. Here is a special report that we got.
This family was gearing up for their religious celebration. Eid is just round the corner, but a pall of gloom has descended on this family. Tahid Alam was 26 years old and he is no more now. He has been taken away by this monstrous cyclone, extremely severe cyclone Umphan. I would try and speak with the family. Baba, आपका नाम क्या है?
मोहम्मद तौकीर आलम।
उस दिन शाम को तौहीद बाहर निकला था, उससे पहले क्या हुआ था?
उससे पहले वो घर में बैठकर कुरान पढ़ रहा था। कुरान पढ़ने के बाद वो थोड़ा भगनी है, छोटा बच्चा है, उसको प्यार किया। उसके बाद जो है वो निकला यहाँ से जो है है ना। निकलने के बाद जो है वो वहाँ पे गया दुकान के पास जो है, दुकान के पास उसको ये था कि माल हमारा ज़्यादा पानी होने से हमारा माल भीग जाएगा, हमारा सब माल बर्बाद हो जाएगा, कपड़े बर्बाद हो जाएंगे, समझ गए। इसके वजह कर वो गया वहाँ से और तूफ़ान के हवा से जो है किसी दूसरे शेटल में गिर गया। तूफ़ान से वो जो है किसी दूसरे शेटल में गिर गया। शेटल में लगने के बाद जो है वो वहाँ जो है चिपक गया। लोग वहाँ से चिल्लाएं जो है, आवाज़ दिए। आवाज़ देने के बाद जो है मेरा एक भगना है, मेरा भगना जो है डंडा लेके दौड़ा जो है। डंडा लेने के बाद जो है उसको डंडे से उसको हटाया। हटाने के बाद जो है वहाँ पर एम्बुलेंस उसी वक्त अंजुमन स्कूल की एम्बुलेंस आई ही थी जो है, समझ गए ना। तो फौरन लोगों ने लेकर के उसको जो है ये एम्बुलेंस में डाला है जो है। उसके बाद वहाँ से लेकर हॉस्पिटल गया बच्चा को लेकर के जो है। हॉस्पिटल में जाने के बाद जो है डॉक्टर ने देखा जो है, डॉक्टर ने देखने के बाद जो है वो बोला उसका हार्ट ब्लॉक नहीं चल रहा है जो है।
और बहुत सारे लोग आज हम लोग के बीच में नहीं हैं। आपका दुख सिर्फ आपका नहीं है, बहुत सारे परिवार आज उनके चहेतों को खो दिया है। क्या कहना चाहेंगे? ऐसा तूफान जो ज़िंदगी बदल दे और घर तोड़ दे, लोगों को क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप? आपसे बेहतर कोई नहीं समझ सकता।
हम तो चाहते हैं ये कि जो हमारा औलाद चला गया आज जो है, समझना क्या आने वाला ये तूफान से पहले सरकार को इसका इंतजाम करना चाहिए। और उससे पहले कम से कम करंट का जो मामला है, इलेक्ट्रिक सप्लाई का जो मामला है, कम से कम पहले से इसको अलर्ट कर लाइन को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर दिया जाए, काट दिया जाए लाइन को जो है, समझना। जबकि उन लोगों ने बाद में किया ये काम को जो है, लेकिन इससे पहले के आने वाला तूफान, इतना बड़ा तूफान, इतने पेपर में आ रहे थे जो है, समझेंगे नहीं कि ये जो बहुत बड़ा तूफान है, बहुत नुकसान करेगा जो है, समझे ना। तो उसके लिए इलेक्ट्रिक सप्लाई को हमेशा चाहिए ये इस बात के जो है, समझे ना। और गवर्नमेंट को इस पर ध्यान देना चाहिए।
So that was one of the stories that Tamal got for us. In fact, joining me right now is Usha Uttup on the phone line. Usha Uttup, thank you for speaking with us. I hope you and everybody around you, your family members and friends are all okay and safe. Tonight, Usha Uttup, we want to bring a message from West Bengal to the rest of the country about, what is the situation there so that everybody knows and we can all stand together and help Bengal out at this moment.
The only way to be is to be standing together, because it's such a horrible thing that has happened. We're really devastated. And it's so wonderful to know that we're all safe, but it's so horrible and horrific to know that so many people weren't. And they're still suffering from this. It's really, the whole world is ill and the whole world is sick. But today, Bengal is really devastated. Really. Calcutta, I can't believe it. I mean, I've not been able to stop the tears, really, from my eyes, because it's just horrible. We've never seen anything like this before. And, I mean, it was...
Well, we seem to have... Yes, Usha Uttup, I can understand what you're saying. Have never seen anything like this before is what almost everybody is telling us right now. What does West Bengal need on priority? How is it that the rest of the country can help Bengal and people of Bengal right now?
It's difficult to say what we don't need. I think the most important thing is to somehow get safety to the people who don't have it. I think it's important for all those wires and things stuck beneath the trees to get that out somehow or the other, get the trees. Most important, I mean, we've got to have water for these people. There's been no electricity, so there's no water. It's like chicken or egg first. I mean, we really don't know. There's no power, and so there's no current. It's really, 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 really happening. What can I tell you? It's so scary. It just keeps ringing in your ears all the time. But it's so, on the other side, it's the whole of India is having this.
Well, unfortunately, Usha Utthup, we also have a bad network line with you, and of course, that's because of the impact of the cyclone itself, unable to get through most people in West Bengal, even in the city of Kolkata right now. But thank you for speaking with us. This is the problem that everybody is pointing out, the connectivity. Whether it's road connectivity because the roads are blocked because of the trees and the poles that have fallen, whether it's communication connectivity, almost all lines are down. It's very, very difficult right now to get through anybody in Kolkata and other parts as well, and that work also needs priority and needs to be done on priority. Also because of the lack of power connectivity is the other big issue, and in fact in many parts of Kolkata itself, let alone the rural areas, people have been told that you won't get power before Saturday evening. They've already for the past 48 hours have been in the dark without any electricity in the summer season, and that is now also impacting their access to drinking water. Without electricity, that becomes a big challenge as well. So drinking water also needs to be something that the government will have to address on priority to ensure that that is available. Remember, this is still a time of lockdown. It's not so easy to just get out, go to the shop next door and start buying water as well. Some of the issues that here we are highlighting on Mirror Now. I want to bring another report. This is a report that Shreyasi got for us about the streets of Kolkata, the trees that have been fallen, and through the day today, work was on to move away these fallen trees. Take a look at this report.
Destruction everywhere here in Kolkata. We are reporting from Shakespeare Sarani in the heart of the city, and you can see the kind of damage that the cyclone has left behind. We can't see any road. It's just trees that have been uprooted, and it's almost like walking through a deforested area. We are talking to one of the security men who was on duty here when the cyclone struck and has left great damage behind here. आप ड्यूटी पे थे यहाँ पे जिस दिन 20 तारीख के रात को जिस दिन साइक्लोन हुआ था, क्या आपका एक्सपीरियंस क्या था, अगर आप थोड़ा सा बता सकते, क्योंकि आप बाहर ड्यूटी पे थे?
जी, मैं उस दिन रात में ड्यूटी में था। यहाँ पर बहुत ज़ोर से हवा चल रही थी, इधर उधर से हवा आ रही थी। मुझे भी तो अपना देखना पड़ेगा मुझे कि यहाँ क्या हो रहा है। इधर देखा ये पेड़ टूटा है, कभी उधर से पेड़ टूटा है, बगल वाली बिल्डिंग में भी एक दो आम के पेड़ टूटे हुए हैं। फिर अच्छा हुआ कि ये वाला पेड़ नहीं टूटा। फिर हम लोग इसके अंदर रात को बैठते, थोड़ा शेप में रहते। हमें अपना डर था कहीं ये ना टूटा, अगर ये टूटा तो हम लोग को भी थोड़ा दिक्कतदारी हो जाता। तो उसको अगल बगल में भी एक दो और पेड़ टूटे इसी तरह से।
ऐसे कभी आपने महसूस किया है ऐसे साइक्लोन?
नहीं, हमें कभी पता नहीं था कि ऐसे कभी होगा, और कभी आज तक मैं अपनी ज़िंदगी में ये सब चीज़ हमने देखा है।
That's exactly what people are saying, that they never expected the cyclone to be of this intensity. I mean, we pass through this area every day while commuting to our office, and it's just disheartening to see the kind of damage that this city has faced because of the cyclone. We can't see any road here. It's just trees and trees that have fallen and electric wires that have been uprooted. Several buildings ahead have been completely blocked out because the trees have blocked the entry point, and these are humongous old trees here in the city which have been destroyed, and people are still trying to work to try and bring back life to normalcy. दादा, आप लोग क्या केबल टीवी से हो या इलेक्ट्रिसिटी से हो या इंटरनेट से हो? इंटरनेट से। क्या हाल है कलकत्ता का? आप जो ये कितना कल से काम कर रहे हो आप लोग यहाँ पे?
बहुत बुरा हाल है इधर का। बहुत पेड़ गिर गया, तार वार कट गया, कोई भी कनेक्शन नहीं लग रहा है अभी भी।
कितना घंटा हो गया आप लोग काम कर रहे हो साइक्लोन के बाद?
अभी पूरा तो साइक्लोन के बाद से ही काम चल रहा है।
ये पेड़ जो इतना सारा गिरा है, कभी महसूस किया है ऐसा साइक्लोन जिंदगी में?
नहीं, अभी तक तो नहीं किए।
So these are workers of an internet company who are trying to fix the wires which have been completely snapped because of the trees that have been uprooted due to cyclone Umphan here in the city of Kolkata. Is just destruction, a trail of destruction that this cyclone has left, something that the people of Kolkata will remember for a long time, something which will be difficult for them to overcome and keep behind them, because life is still to go back to normal as they await the administration to clear out all these damages that have been caused.
Well, Well, joining me right now is writer and stand-up comic Anirban Das Gupta. Anirban, thanks so much for speaking with us. The intention today is to bring out as many ground reports and updates from West Bengal and tell India tonight, just how badly the state has been affected. What is it that they need? Have you been able to get in touch with your relatives and your friends back home? What is it that they're telling you?
My parents live in Calcutta. They are both 70 plus, and what they told me was this is something that they have never seen again. It's just like catastrophic, basically. She said that like it's very scary over there. There is no power, there is no water for a lot of places, and we live in a pretty posh part of Calcutta. So if the situation is this bad in, say, South Kolkata, then can't even imagine how the situation will be elsewhere in Bengal.
Have they been able to get any help? Because obviously this is also at the time of a lockdown too. It's not so easy to even step out or travel and buy the essentials which are there. So how are they managing right now, Anirban?
They're somehow managing. Because of the lockdown. They have groceries stocked up, so they don't have to step out, thankfully. But our area is completely waterlogged, and it's like, even if they, like, it was waterlogged when this happened, and the water has receded now. So I don't think it's anything is available right now, even in, like, the main parts of Calcutta. And thankfully the groceries and medicine supplies are all there because of the lockdown. Otherwise they would be like locked out, I think.
Well, you just like me, you are here in Mumbai. I can only imagine how difficult it will be for you, so miles away from your home, from your parents right now, Anirban. I would ask you to make an appeal to the people of the country today, as well as, to the governments, to stand with Bengal tonight, and whatever it is that West Bengal needs, all of us should get together and ensure that that help reaches the people there.
Absolutely. I think, like, being in Bombay, I can't really, understand the extent of the damage that has been done in Bengal. I only found out how serious the situation is when my friends started messaging from all over the world. And that's what hit me, that this is like, this is like huge. This is pretty catastrophic. So we absolutely need all the support, like keeping politics aside. Support Bengal, because it's a super cyclone in the time of a pandemic, and I don't think anybody has faced this before. So we need all the help that we can to save this place.
Absolutely. Anirban Das Gupta, thank you for speaking with us, and also sharing with us what you have found out from your own family members in West Bengal. Viewers, it's really heartbreaking, some of the stories that we are actually getting from there, the scenes of destruction. And like Tamal was pointing out, for many parts, even now we are unable to reach those places, those remote areas. Help is also unable to reach because there is so much of flooding and waterlogging. Roads are blocked because of the fallen trees. And even though the NDRF is working round the clock, the state teams and the central government teams are working round the clock. Prime Minister Modi himself is tracking this. He held a review meeting with the state chief minister and all the state officials. The governor was present there. Despite all of this, it is going to be very, very challenging and very tough in the coming few days. Add to it the fact that at a time when we are dealing with a pandemic and we are telling everybody to stay indoors, in the state of West Bengal, 6 lakh people have had to be evacuated from their places and moved to safer locations because of the destruction that this cyclone has caused. Now, I just want to bring to you one more story. This is the story of 44-year-old Ghulam Khalid, who was home alone when the cyclone struck, and he was killed because of electrocution. His wife is now in a state of disbelief, and she is extremely worried about the future of her 3 children. She has 3 children. She's just lost her husband in complete disbelief and grief. This is a report that Tamal got for us. Take a look.
दीदी, सबसे पहले तो माफ़ी मांगते हैं कि आपसे सवाल जवाब कर रहे हैं इस टाइम. गुलाम खालिद जी नहीं रहे, लेकिन इसीलिए पूछ रहे हैं ताकि लोग समझ पाए क्या हुआ, कैसे हुआ, और कौन सी चीज़ इंसान को कभी दोहराना नहीं चाहिए. क्या हुआ था? गुलाम खालिद जी घर में थे या बाहर गए थे? क्या हुआ था?
देखिए हम लोग तो घर पर थे नहीं, हम अपने मैके गए हुए थे और ये घर पर थे। उस दूसरे रोज सुबह आए तो देखे कि ये बाहर गली पैसेज है साइड में, वहाँ गिरे हुए पड़े हुए हैं।
गिरे पड़े हुए थे, आपने आके देखा?
देखा तो तब तक ख़त्म हो चुके थे। ये लोग सब मेरे रिश्तेदार हैं, फिर इन लोगों को बोले, खबर किए तो ये लोग आए, तो फिर ये लोग ले गए हॉस्पिटल लेकर गए, तो तब तक तो ख़त्म हो चुके थे।
हॉस्पिटल ने कुछ कहा कि करंट से हुआ, कैसे?
करंट से करंट।
आप ये हुआ है 20 तारीख को, 21 तारीख को आप वापस आए
जी।
तो 20 से लेके 21 के बीच में कोई उनको उठाया भी नहीं?
कोई नहीं, हम अकेले रहते हैं नीचे। अच्छा। तो घर अंदर से बंद होगा, तो चाबी मेरे पास है तो हम खोल कर अंदर आ गए।
घर में ही थे वो?
हाँ, वो घर में थे।
इसी बिल्डिंग के अंदर?
हाँ, इसी बिल्डिंग
नीचे?
जी, ग्राउंड फ्लोर।
अच्छा। गुलाम जी क्या काम करते थे?
वो ये थे, सेल्समैन थे।
अच्छा। अभी आपके कितने बच्चे हैं दीदी?
3 बच्चे हैं मेरे, 2 बेटी है, ये 1 बेटा है।
और सोर्स ऑफ इनकम सिर्फ गुलाम जी का था, वही सिर्फ कमाने वाले थे?
जी।
सरकार से कुछ कहना चाहेंगे आप? कोई बात नहीं, कोई बात नहीं, आराम से। कुछ मदद चाहिए आपको दीदी? आराम से, कोई बात नहीं, कुछ मदद चाहिए आपको? क्या हो गया बोलिए?
कुछ कोई सोर्स ऑफ इनकम है ही नहीं, क्या इनकम का कोई जरिया हो जाएगा तो बच्चा लोग को पढ़ाई लिखाई कैसे क्या होगा?
ये बेटी है।
कुछ नहीं, कुछ सोर्स ऑफ इनकम है ही नहीं मेरा। बस सरकार कुछ सोर्स ऑफ इनकम का कोई जरिया बना देते, यही कहना।
सरकार ज़रूर सुनेगी आपकी बात। आप दीदी, ये बात आपको जानना है कि आप अकेले नहीं है इस दुख की घड़ी में, हम लोग सब आपके साथ हैं। आखिरी बार कब बात किए थे आप गुलाम जी से?
20 तारीख की सुबह में ही बात हुई थी। दिन में हम अपने मैके गए तो वहाँ बहुत आंधी तूफान होने लगा तो हम वहीं रुक गए। दूसरे दिन हम आए तो फिर बस ये हादसा देखा।
Really heartbreaking, some of those stories, to hear these people, and of course their lives will never be the same again. Joy Barua, singer from Assam, also joining us right now, based in Mumbai. We've spoken in the past as well. Joy, thank you for speaking to us. Have you been able to get in touch with any of your friends, anybody you know in West Bengal right now? What is it that people are telling you about the state of affairs?
I think it's suddenly been a state of complete disbelief, this coming on top of the COVID crisis, so many things. And, as we have been reading and on updates of friends, we found that this has been the worst natural, kind of cyclone that has hit in decades. Districts have been wiped out. People are dying, like the minister has announced, the Prime Minister has announced, I think, 500 crores. But they say that thousands of crores will be needed to get things back. So, at this point of time, I don't think we can even imagine what is going through the people. And I would take the Bengal famine as an example of whatever happened. I hope this is not as bad. But, a scope of disaster like this is unprecedented. My heart goes out to people. I've had friends, I've not been able to touch base with them, It's been shocking what you ask people. I have musicians here in Bombay who go back to Calcutta, who are from Calcutta. It's shocking, and I got to know of this yesterday. We've been tied up to the whole COVID thing, and we are thinking of home, and on top of Corona now, this whole thing comes up. I'm just praying that, this sense of relief to the people back there.
Yes, absolutely. And these are the times where when the entire country also needs to know that apart from the challenge of pandemic, what it is that is happening in West Bengal, just how badly damaged it is right now. And it's like you pointed out, Joy, very rightly, that it is going to take, it's going to be a bigger challenge because we are all in a state of lockdown. and social distancing has to be maintained. There's already an overburden on our healthcare infrastructure, on our government authorities. On top of that, now this disaster relief work, rehabilitation, all of that will have to be done, and obviously there will be a demand and a need for a huge amount of funds. So since you're with us, I just wanted you to also make an appeal to our viewers that tonight and for the coming several weeks, India will have to stand with Bengal and contribute and donate in whichever way they can.
Yes, I really believe that, and we are neighboring states. Though I live in Bombay, we have the same climate, we have almost the same language, the same kinds of people. So I really stand with everybody there. I think we will be part of initiatives here. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to move out of here now, but I'll be part of any initiatives that are needed to get Bengal back to its feet. And I wish them a speedy recovery. It's a very tough time for all of us as well to know that this has happened to fellow countrymen.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on this special broadcast as we bring, several voices and bring out the details about how badly West Bengal has been impacted and what's happening to the people there. I also spoke with the governor of West Bengal, Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar, on the initial assessments that have been done and, what will be the priority going forward in terms of rehabilitation. And one very interesting thing, viewers, that came out of that conversation was the governor saying that the state and the center are fully on board, on the same page and working together. In fact, more than once, he mentioned it to me in the interview that the Chief Minister's, response, the Chief Minister's attitude towards the center and towards the governor has been extremely positive, and he sees this as a sign of both sides being able to work together. Now, one can only hope this continues, that politics actually doesn't dampen the efforts that is required in West Bengal right now. Here's an excerpt of that exclusive interview.
We will do whatever it takes. We will go to any extent within our policies. Our ultimate object will be that in association with the state government, we will try to mitigate the woes of the people, engage into rebuilding and reconstruction and getting them back into normalcy. And that's going to be a tough challenge. But that challenge will be met, and Prime Minister's offer has been taken positively by the state government. I find, Tanvi, a distinct change this time. When during COVID time the central team came, there was resistance by the state. As constitutional head, I was in pain. I never wanted the state to be in confrontation with the center. I never wanted they must rebuff the central team. They must have welcomed because they were coming to help us. This time when the central team will come, I have no doubt. I am full of confidence and optimism. It will be well received by the state. They will have an analytical approach. There will be assessment. Both state and center will be on the same page. And then a scheme will be unfolded so that people are in a position to come back to the normalcy.
Well, you can also catch the entire detailed interview with the West Bengal governor tomorrow here on Mirror Now. I'm going to take a very short break. On the other side, we go from Kolkata to Karachi and get you the latest updates on the horrific Pakistani plane crash that took place in Karachi. Stay with me.